Hey, what's up, guys? I just plugged in this microphone, so it should be working. But this is actually an older video, and I had so like, let's say this is from like Thursday, and then I just kind of like had it in my my library, and what I did was I added it to my library from my library. So it's a screen recording, like use a screen recorder, like it's like on an iPad, so I just do the screen recording and then screen recording it, and then from the screen recording it gets saved to a library, and then from the library I upload it to the video editor. I use CapCut, and then I add the video to CapCut in a project. So it's like a project of its own. I just say new project, and then I add in the video, and then on the video, I just hit record, and that's how I'm able to do the voiceover, to kind of voice over these videos. Now, I have a microphone. You can use like the built-in microphone, but I kind of just prefer to have a microphone in my hand. So when I'm doing a voiceover, I just have like something to hold, I guess. But this is me playing with testing the hero. Her name is Tinkerer. You see, I have like a good amount of money. I have 10,000 monkey balloon dollars. So I'm pretty healthy as far as my economy. I'm looking at the different heroes on BTD6, and it just came to my attention that like Bloons is a paid game. When I was first playing Bloons, like when I was playing like on the computer, it was free. So I didn't know that it was a paid game. Like, maybe I know now. Maybe it's just because like I've had this game for a long time. I just didn't really think about it. But when I first started playing Bloons, it was free. But it's a paid game now. So I'm sorry about that. If anybody like ran into a video and they're like, "Oh, he's playing Bloons, I want to play with him," I didn't know that Bloons was a game that you had to pay for. So maybe the next time I do a recording, I'll do a free game. I went into the App Store, and it said that the top games are like Roblox. I have a Roblox account, so I might just do something there. But just to stay focused here, I'm just here. Like this is my first time recording a social game. So basically, like I'm playing with like real world people, right? That's how you're able to have different heroes, because they're like actually people that are playing with me. And usually a person is only allowed one hero, but when you play social, you have like different people from the real world, and it's connected to the internet, and they basically are like playing with you on the same map. So I put down my hero and they put down theirs, and you can see like we can talk to each other too. Player 2, he's saying well done. He's just kind of spamming that. If you have to leave, that's okay too. It's like kind of like a time commitment to play rounds. But it's kind of hard playing social sometimes, because like sometimes like like maybe you're new at something, and you don't really know what to do. It tells you like what level people are, so that might help you become a little bit more confident when you're playing social, because it's like, oh, so and so is like a really really high level, and I'm just kind of like a beginner. And I don't know if Bloons has like an algorithm that like kind of helps like beginners out, or if it's just kind of like a free for all. Like you're just kind of get thrown in there no matter what level or who you are. But yeah, so I think it's like the max for one map on Bloons is 4 players, but you could play with just one other person, and you could also have an invite code. So if you know someone in real life that has the game and they have a profile, you can send them an invite code, and they take the code, and you can play the game, and that way you can kind of like design the map to be settings that are more to your liking. But it is a lot of fun playing social games because it's like a good way to learn like strategy. Like like this person, he's putting down a bunch of dart monkeys. I've never really played on deflation, which is what this round is, this game style is called. Which basically, like, I come to find out that you don't have a lot of money, and you don't make money in the game. Like, usually when you pop balloons, you get like paid, you get like a commission from it. But I guess in a deflation round, like, you start with a set amount of money, and then basically the money runs dry, and you have to start selling what you have or whatever. I don't know. I just don't have any more money. So that's kind of a foreshadow into the outcome of this game specific. But usually with balloons, you know, if you're good, then they'll be basically giving you money to play the round so that you can put down more monkeys and like kind of build your monkey economy up. But here in this social level, you know, you just don't really get money. You're just kind of defending your territory on the map and just hoping that, you know, the game goes smoothly. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe playing social, it makes it a bit more difficult. Because I know it said it was supposed to be easy. You know, easy, you only play up to around 60, but I don't think we get very far. I kind of mess up here, you know, because I put my hero, I put him in the grass, because I thought, like, oh, like, aesthetically, he would look good there, you know, like, it looks like he's, like, meditating, he's having a little picnic to himself, but he can't use any of his abilities when he's too far away. So I think coming up, we're about to, like, lose the round, I'm pretty sure, so it's like a GG, you know, it's like a good game. Sorry that we didn't get as far as we tried to, but I mean, it's a part of the learning experience. Like, I think most people, they just don't really care when they lose. They're just kind of like whatever about it. But I mean, it just depends on who you are, or your upbringing, or the foundation of who you are as a person. But yeah, I mean, I don't like losing.
Guys?
I like to hear people say there's no such thing as losing. There's only there's victory and then there's lessons. And I'm like, no, there's defeat. You know, like there's times where you lose and you're just like, I just don't even know what happened. And sometimes life can feel like that. Sometimes it feels like you're losing at life. Like if life was a game, it's like, why am I not like a higher level? You know, like, is it because I always play on easy mode? Is it, I don't know. You know, I think about it often, but basically I lost the social round. I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna play like a regular game on my lonesome. And so, you know, I lock in here on this new map. It's new to me. I don't really know what's going on. It's like a lot going on here. I don't even sometimes I don't even know the path of where the balloons are going, so I don't even know where the end is sometimes. I think that, you know, like for me, I just play based on experience. But yeah, I'm sorry that it's a paid game. I didn't know. I'm gonna try to record some games that are free, so y'all can play along if you want and try for yourself. I know the Grow game was free and the Agar game was free, but Balloons is apparently you have to pay for it. So yeah, but I mean, once you pay, it's like a one-time thing. Now I know if you have like Netflix account, like you can play using your Netflix account, so that's cool. But again, like it was free when I was a kid. Like BTD5, you would just log on the computer and like look up like tower defense, TOWER space DEFENCE, tower defense, and then it would just like give you games like this. And if you don't want to type tower defense, you can just put TD, and that was it. Like it was like really easy. But yeah, I didn't know that they would charge money, because basically my logic is if you don't have money, then you just won't spend money. It's not like they're gonna charge you money. I know you're probably scared, but like, you know, it's okay to be fearful, but just like, I mean, think about it like reasonably. Like if you don't have money to spend, how are they gonna take money from you? But just like a good rule of thumb, don't put in like credit card information. Like if you have like a credit or a debit card or any kind of card that has like, you know, like numbers and is like asking you for that, and you're not like committed to making a purchase, then just don't put it in. Just be like, is there like a way to exit out of this screen or like go somewhere else? Usually there's a way. Like you could just close the app. Honestly, if you find something, you will never ever find something where you're not able to close it out. It's like a computer. You know, you just unplug it. Like, oh my god, you know, it's chill. It's just a video game. Nothing's gonna happen. But if you want something to happen, you want to make your life something out of it, then you can. But yeah, word of advice from me: throw down the jungle monkey. You see that guy next to the orange tree over there? Or girl. I'm assuming they're guys. I'm a guy, so I just kind of always assume that everything's a guy until it's not. Which I feel like is pretty gender neutral, but you know, if you don't even know what a gender is, then wake up. You know, well, if you don't know what gender is, which bathroom are you using? You're just like not using the restroom at all, which is fine. It's totally normal to be like, you know what? I only go to the bathroom at home. That, you know, most home bathrooms are gender neutral, so that's pretty fair. That's a weird conversation point, but I think it's mature. I think it's mature to talk about stuff that most people are like, what? That's weird. Okay, his name is Druid. Well, he's a druid, and she basically grows vines with thorns on them like roses, and those vines pop balloons. So no matter where on the map you pop down the druid, as long as you're doing the middle path, then the druid will be able to pop balloons using vines. Like they have like an infinite range, which is like awesome. It's like nature power. So that's cool. Like even if the vines are not on grass, like you can see clearly, like he's growing the vines inside of this lady's house or whatever, the tinkering lab, and it's totally messing up the balloons. Another really good monkey is the necromancer monkey. I know some people are scared of it, but basically like every time a balloon is popped near the necromancer, he brings that balloon back to life and makes the balloon like a part of his army. So he summons, like, basically the balloons are converting from the enemy team onto your team, and then they're fighting for you for like a limited time. It's like a temporary spell. It's not forever, which is nice. You know, so we get the victory there. You get money every time you get a victory, and that money goes towards your wallet. And then you know, the more money in your wallet, the more things you can do. Like you could buy heroes, you could buy skins, you could unlock stuff. I save my money. I really encourage people to save, because if you're not super committed to spending money, then you're probably better off just having it and saving it. Because some things you want to spend money on, like maybe you have been watching Bloons videos for a long time now. You're like, you know what, I really like the idea of monkeys popping balloons, and I just really want to play this video game. It just makes sense to me. And you save up your money and you pay for it. You're like, you know what, I think it's only $5. If it's more than $10, I don't think Bloons is more than 10. In this current year, in the year that I'm recording this, it's not more than $10. I really don't think so. But you have to understand that the people who develop the game, they're also a company, and you know, they need money and they need food and stuff like that. But my everlasting question is, how were you able to make the game for free in the past? And now it costs money. You know? I question that a lot. I always think there should be like a free version of the game if it was already free, and then a paid premium version. Because then at least it's like, oh no, but that's pay to play. I'm like, so I don't see how that's a bad thing personally. Like there's people like I played sports, right, in school. There's people who have better equipment, or like, I don't know, like they're just more comfortable. They have like better stuff, and better stuff sometimes it costs money. And that's the thing, like sometimes if you really want something, sometimes it goes on sale. So you're like, I'm wanting something, I want something, but I can't afford it right now. And then sometimes maybe you just pray for it to go on sale, or like make it affordable. And then sometimes it's like magical. It just happens like on its own. So boom, I get the spirit of the forest. You can see right now he's growing vines all along the track. So the game's gonna get a lot easier from now on. Not only does the spirit make money for you every round, the spirit also protects the entire track of the map. So even all the way up until the very end, you have the track, you know, protected. But that's the thing, sometimes the balloons are so strong that even though you have the entire track protected, you need some extra defense, you need some extra assistance. So that's why I never stop upgrading. I never stop
Red is the color of death.
checking in on the monkeys that I do have, because my goal usually is to get to round 100. If I'm playing easy, then I'll just take the money. And sometimes I just want to play a short game. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not super committed to, like, you know, spending an entire day on a video game. I have something to do. But, you know, if you have an hour, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, and you're just having a fun time, then why not invest in actually being productive on your matches? So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in the current state of things. I'm trying to make a little bit of money here and there, but in reality, I'm just trying to get as far as possible for as long as possible, because they used to say time is money. And I'm like, well, how do I make the most of my time or the most of my money? And so that's basically where I decided I'll start setting goals, or maybe like having ambitions for myself. At this point, I'm pretty experienced in the game. I know which towers do what, but I'm not. I think that's the thing about tower defense. There's always a little bit of personal bias, right? Like, I like Spirit of the Forest because it's almost like they do all the work, right? Like, it's like, well, why even have other balloons at all if this one balloon is just gonna put vines everywhere and just pop every single balloon? Because that's the thing. You'll be surprised, they don't pop everything. I put down a Moab missile because the Moabs are like the big blimp balloons, like the big German designed ones, and they don't pop with just some thorns and needles. They pop like, they're a lot stronger. You need like some real ammunition to take care of those. And so that's why I'm always putting down like new balloons. Monkeys. Put down new monkeys, better monkeys. The alchemist I drew down in the front. I always set the alchemist to strong because the alchemist has the power to convert balloons to gold. And when you convert, so that's something about the currency of these games, is gold is something that you use to buy monkeys on a map. Now, outside of a map, you get like cash. You get like monkey money, and you can use that money to buy stuff inside of the balloon's economy. But that money is not directly related to the real world, where like the cash is based on the nation that you reside in. Even if you traveling, for example, if you're traveling to America, then you'll use the US dollar, or if you go to Japan, you'll use the Japanese yen. It doesn't mean that you're a different person. It just means you're just using a different currency to facilitate exchanges, and that's cool. Sometimes people talk about having a global dollar. I don't know. I only stay in one country myself personally, so the concept of a global dollar is a little bit beyond me. I think it's a nice option. But I don't want to read too much into it. I studied economics. I minored in it. I could have majored in it. Could have had a double major, but even though I have a minor college level understanding of economies, I couldn't really have a stance. You know what? My stance, it's good to have diversity. Even if you had a global dollar, it would be good to have other dollars. So similar to the balloons game, you have gold, and that gold really can only buy monkeys and defense towers, because that's what the map economy accepts.
Be wary.
And then outside of gold, you have the monkey money, the cash, and you can use that to buy skins, because that's what the skin market accepts. And you could also buy power and other things. But in the real world, if I told you I had a 10,000 monkey dollars, unless you played the same game as me and realized how much work and effort went into making that money, it might not mean very much to you, because in the game, you're not really directly able to transfer money between players. We don't have like an intranet bank, right? I couldn't just send you money if I wanted to. Now, if you were a player and I was online at the same time and I invite you to a map and we were to play a social game, meaning that you're playing the same map as me at the same time, well, it would benefit you to be a co-player with me because I have money. One, I'm able to use certain abilities, which you'll almost never see me do. Like, you saw my previous notion that I said that I save money. I'm not fully committed to spending money. Some players spend a lot of money in this game. Some players will put down very rare towers that you have to pay like money for. But me personally, I save my money. I just like playing with the towers that the game gives you as a default. If you see, I also have the Alchemist at the 5th tier level. 5th tier Alchemist is really strong. He can throw a potion at a Moab and basically instantly vaporize a Moab and convert that Moab into gold. So that's really good ability, but he's very expensive, so you don't really see him until you get into the late games. And you know, towards the late games you have the ZOMGs and the DDTs, and you know, it's just higher level stuff. It's not anything to worry about. I really do hope I make it to round 100. I've invested a lot of money on this map, but I guess like to kind of round out my point is there's a lot of ways to play for free also. Well, one, if you're not playing on a deflation round, you'll usually make money, commission from popping the balloons. You already have money starting when you start a map, usually, so that you could at least, you know, put a few towers down and start making commission. That's just money that the game designer has decided is like a silver spoon. It's like, here, the point of the game is to have fun. We're gonna give you, you know, 500 gold so you can get, you know, like a sniper monkey or maybe even a magic monkey, just for the first few rounds until you really start making money on your own. So we're finally at round 100, which is awesome. And round 100, it's a piece of cake. It doesn't even get to the 50% mark on the map, and we close out that tab. So definitely a victory, a mini celebration on my end. But you know, celebrations, they last as long as you're enjoying them, I suppose. But there are ways to play for free. Like if you look at the upgrades tabs, which sometimes I'll press on every now and then, there are certain monkeys that you couldn't even unlock because you don't have enough experience. And so if you're a new player and you just downloaded the game and you don't have a veteran account, you have a brand new account, or you don't have an account at all,
There's no bloom.
then you might not have every monkey unlocked, every tower. So I have, you know, almost every tower. I actually don't have some of the newer towers. You know, it's fine. I don't really know how to tell you how to get those towers. I just know it takes experience. Like, you basically just have to play a lot of games to get experience, and the definition of a lot is really up to you. I know there's a lot of YouTubers, and by a lot I mean like every time I log on to the YouTube, I see like someone posting a new BTD6 video like that day. So it's a pretty hot topic as far as the current era that I'm living in. So, you know, I'll be posting a video as well just to follow in that trend. But I think like every day you can find like a new person posting a BTD6 video, which is great. It's awesome. It feels like it's like a living game. Like even if hold up. This is the upgrades tab coming up. So this is what I mean by experience. It takes experience to unlock certain monkeys, and even those monkeys, it takes experience to kind of unlock their true potential. Right? Like, if I didn't unlock Spirit of the Forest, if I didn't know that the middle path was the best one for me, then I might have chosen like one of the other ones, like they're the Wrathful Druid, which just does like a very violent amount of damage in a very controlled region. But I like Druid of the Forest because he's just chilling and it just kind of has vines everywhere, and it doesn't feel very violent, but it's very productive to the game construction. But yeah, I've always been interested in economics and the way that money works and money flows. And I try really hard not to say I'm poor. Because whether you're poor or rich, it's kind of like, and I don't want to use too many big words because I'm like trying to convey a story that is as simple to understand. Sometimes people, they'll use big words to sound smart. I always think like if I can't really explain it in a very simple way, then maybe it's a bit too difficult. So I'll use the extra words to explain something that is kind of like hard to understand. Whereas sometimes maybe someone else, they'll use like a big word to explain a very complicated idea that takes a lot of words to understand it, you know. But yeah, I mean, economics in itself is kind of a mature thing. It's not something that people talk about every day. Some people do. Economists talk about it too. But it's basically like how things come around and they go around like a circle. Like it has like a beginning and an end, as far as my understanding and my definition of the economy. So if you take $1, you spend $1, then the person who you took the $1 from, you know, it's constantly always getting passed on in one way or the other. And sometimes the $1 might tear or rip, and you know, that might be the end of the life of that $1. But you could also take the $1 to the bank if you have a bank account. And most bank accounts are free to open, by the way. Like some places they charge you to open an account. Some people, they might say you need to have $500 before you ever walk into our office and try to open it. Usually people are really nice. But anyway, like, customer service aside, you know, you can go to a bank, right? You can go to the bank and basically you can trade in that ripped $1 for one that's not ripped. You're like, I'm really sorry, I don't know what ripped it. As long as it's a real $1 printed by the government, then maybe they'll take the $1 and give you another one. And I don't know what they do with it after, to be completely honest. But yeah, economies, they're kind of complicated, and this game's getting pretty rough. I don't know how much longer I can last. I might have to just lock in for a second. And it's like weird too, because even just recording this video, it takes a lot of power from my iPad. Like so far, I've made it up to the 30-minute mark. I've used 20% of my battery. That's like a lot. Like if I had 100% battery, took 20%, I'm at 80%. So I did the math because I was at 30% when I started the video, and then I was recording, and I just got a notification saying I have 10% battery left. I'm like, well, I want to record the rest of the video. I want to be able to upload it as soon as possible within a reasonable time frame. And so I think with 10% left it's okay. But I think the app is going to save even if I run out of battery. But I'm not sure. I don't want to test it. So if it gets to like 5%, then I might just plug my charger in. But yeah, I know some people out there, they happen to be more knowledgeable about batteries. They're like, don't ever let your battery get down to 0%. I'm sorry. I'm using my iPad right now. I'm using my device right now. You know, that's just what happens. You know, I don't like letting it run out of battery completely because I feel like I'll get in trouble. But I usually try to keep it charged. I don't know why it was only at 30%. The charger wasn't plugged in, and by the time I found out it wasn't plugged in, I was like, well, I'm gonna complete this assignment, so I'm just gonna have to charge it later and use it now. But yeah, I don't want to stress about stuff like that. I don't want to overthink about it. I'm just like, well, it's working good, so I just won't question it. But okay, we're like, I'd say like we're pretty advanced level now at 138. At this point, you're doing a lot of what they call micro. I guess like micromanaging, micro farming. Well, hopefully I didn't jinx us by saying that. I think I might have, because it looks like a GG for me. Yep. Look at that. The monkey star is the alchemist. It's a really good monkey to have on your team. So yeah. This is, I don't know, maybe I should crop this part out. This is about updating the app. And this is when I realized that it's a paid game, and that's why I mentioned that maybe I'll play Roblox or Subway Surfers. I could play Subway Surfers. I really like the soundtrack to Subway Surfers. I think the music is good. It's great. It's awesome. So I don't see why not. That's really interesting. I think this is footage from my vlog. I think it's footage from my real world life. This is like what it looks like to live in the real world from my perspective. Well, it looks good to me. I don't remember putting all these videos in here. But since I'm already doing the commentary, I might as well enjoy it, right? So this is a twist to my lore, a change to my plot structure. I guess this is why you want to work on a project and you want to complete it as soon as possible. Because, like I said, I started this one on Thursday. It's a Monday now, so it's actually the next week after. And I actually don't remember what else is going on. I told myself I was going to record a tidbit of myself on BTD6, but yeah, this is like a glance into my real life, I guess. Which I like vulnerability wise, I'm kind of okay with. You know, it's not like a major deal. This is what I look like, I guess, or like a variation of me. I did go to A&M, so if you're from Texas, then you'll know. But I think I'll just go ahead and crop it here. I think all I'm doing is just washing the dishes, which you might wonder, why am I recording that? Well, if you ask me, then I'll tell you I washed the dishes on Thursday. So yeah, I put on a little bib so I don't get all wet. But I'll go ahead and crop it here. I'll probably crop out more of it in the meantime.